Hello, everyone. Welcome along to the Rangers Rabble Winning Show. My name is Brian, and the full-time result from Ibrox today was Rangers nil, Glasgow City 1. Um, Not a lot in the game today, I'm afraid. It was very, very sketchy sort of performance. Both teams didn't have many chances. Short chances were few and far between. Yeah, and as you can imagine, the result means that Rangers are out of Europe completely, and Glasgow City win the league. So yeah, it's been we've had better days, yes, but it's going to be a hard pill to swallow. Um, so yeah, I've just seen some of the comments. Yeah, I mean, Steg saying Jane Ross. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Jane Ross being missing this season has been a very big miss, and it's just difficult, very difficult just now. I mean, the girls are all just in a huddle, just in a circle there, just sort of speaking to each other. Malky's speaking to them. I can imagine it's disappointing. I mean, at the end of the day, long season, and it comes down to one game basically. It was an amazing sort of finish. We were, unsurprisingly, we're all thinking, well, what's the best outcome here? And a lot of people were wanting Glasgow to score. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Glasgow won the league. They won the game. So, but very difficult, and it's going to be a busy. Well, we've got next week. We've got the Scottish Cup against Celtic. So they've still got the cup double on. But yeah, that's the girls just away down the tunnel now. They're very distraught. As you can imagine, put a lot of work in, a lot of effort this season, to come down in the last game and a last minute goal, pretty much, in injury time. So yeah, I feel for them because it's a difficult situation. Malky just getting interviewed by the press there, so there'll obviously be a lot of questions now about sort of him now. What's going to happen with him? So it could be anybody's guess. He might make that decision, or might not. It's just up to him. So yeah, yeah, Paul. I think Car was over in the Govan front, so I think she'll be pretty gutted because she was very confident, like a lot of us were, but for some reason today it just wasn't happening. We could have carried on for another 90, I think, and not scored. Martin, how are you?
Brian, my friend, how are you?
Very well.
I just thought I would jump on quickly. It's obviously heartbreaking for Rangers today. How was the crowd throughout the game, and how were they at full time?
It was strange. It was very obviously electric at the start of the game. Everybody was excited. The players were, getting touches of the ball. Everybody was quite keen. And the longer the game went on, the quieter it got. So yeah, it was a very muted sort of. I mean, whenever we made a break or got close to the sort of the box, there was a bit of upturn in the noise. But yeah, it was very muted throughout, to be quite honest. And then at the end, it was funny. I mean, there was lots of people. There was lots of people celebrating on both ends because I think Rangers were quite happy that Glasgow City won the league instead of Celtic. So it was a weird situation today. People want if we didn't win, we're quite happy for Glasgow City to win.
Yeah, I suppose it's a weird way to look at it, but at the same time, it also means that we finished third. And does that mean absolutely no European football next season?
Yep, no European football next season. So it's a bit of a disaster in that sort of sense. So yeah, it'll be Celtic and Glasgow City in the Champions League.
In terms of the game itself, Brian, I've seen a few comments, people saying that we could have played for a month and not got a goal. Is that fair?
Well, it was funny. Right after Glasgow City scored, we went right up the park and nearly scored twice. And we were all looking at each other going, "What? You've started to try now that they've scored? What are you doing?" But no, before that, Kirsty Howard had a blatant, a really good chance. She should have put away. Second half, there wasn't much in terms of chances. So yeah, it was just a very un-Rangers-like performance. They weren't, again, there was a bit of criticism from us saying that they weren't taking shots from outside the box. They were trying to walk it in. So yeah, I think because of the situation, we felt as though if you don't enter the lottery, you can't win it. So if you don't take a shot, you won't score. So yeah, it was just a bit of criticism in the sense that they could have maybe had a few more pings from outside the box. But yeah, it was a yeah, it wasn't very good, no.
And obviously, there's a lot of focus will now switch on to Malky. We do have obviously the opportunity to win a cup double, but a lot of pressure on him now.
Absolutely. I mean, it's quite funny. I mean, that's his second league loss in 2 seasons. You know, he's lost twice. He didn't lose last year, and he's lost 2 games this season. He's got the Scottish Cup next week against Celtic. It could be a cup double. It's going to be a very interesting after the Scottish Cup to see if he decides to stay. I mean, he might take the decision, look, I've done as much as I can, and he'll just sort of resign or leave. I don't know. The decision might be taken out of his hands. Sorry?
What do you think?
I think there might be a new manager in place next season. Gut feeling. I don't know whether he's going to walk or if the decision will be taken out of his hands. I don't know yet.
There is a lot of people in the comments, and I did see a few people on social media as well say that, you know, we were poor today.
Yeah.
Do you think that was down to the emotion, the amount of supporters in the stadium? What was at stake as well? Do you think maybe the players, and this isn't a nice thing to say or ask, but do you think the players maybe froze a little bit?
There's an argument for that, but they played Benfica in the Champions League here last season. At the start of this season, they played Aberdeen last season in Ibrox. So the girls should be comfortable being in this arena and playing in the stadium. You know, that's the third game they've played now. So they should be very comfortable playing in Ibrox. At the end of the day, it was nice. The Govan stand was very full. You know, not 100% full, but it was, you know, very, very healthy crowd. And it's difficult to say whether they froze. I don't like saying that, but it's their third time. It's the third time they've played here, and they should be definitely used to it by now. Definitely.
And where is Wolf currently? Is he downstairs?
No, Wolf is currently en route to the Hilton Hotel because he's going to do Player of the Year awards tonight.
Oh, is that what it is? So he's left his post-match duties, Brian. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I've taken over for that. Yes.
Yep. Terrible. So what now then? What now for this women's team? Could this affect, do you think, possibly the preparation for the cup, or do you think it might spur them on?
I would say it'll hopefully make them double down and want to win it even more. You know, they've got to use this heartache to their own sort of advantage. You know, they don't want to go into next week and lose a cup. You know, especially against Celtic. So they've really got to use this feeling they've got now and how down they are, and think, right, we don't want to feel this next week. You know, we want to feel, you know, we want to lift the trophy next week. So that's what they need to do. They need to use this feeling. Watch Celtic. I'd be very pleased if they actually watch Glasgow lift the cup and, you know, and be seething inside and want to use that sort of energy for next week.
Paul's asking, Brian, do you think we should have had a penalty? Keeper took out a player.
Well, I said that to Wolf. I kind of thought, and well, I mean, I've only seen it when it happened, so I haven't seen a replay, but it certainly looked as though she did. But there wasn't much. I think Kirsty, there was a couple of players from our side were sort of protesting, but no, the referee was quick to give the free kick to Glasgow City because he said we fouled the goalie. So it looked it from where we were sitting, but we only got one sort of view of it. So yeah, on first view it looked like it, but I don't know if it has. And the trophy has just arrived as we speak.
Is that the presentation starting?
Yes, I did see a tweet from somebody saying that the trophy was going to Parkhead, but that's obviously had to change now.
Well, it's coming to Ibrox, Brian, but not
for the Ibrox, but just not for us.
No, not for us at all. Talk us through the Glasgow City goal then.
Sorry?
Talk us through the Glasgow City goal.
They broke down the left and the cross came in, and it was I think Lauren Davidson, I think she's got about 30 goals this season. She seemed to take forever, and then all of a sudden she sort of sclaffed at it and it hit somebody and it just trickled in the corner. It was a bizarre goal because we all thought she was going to hit it first time, but she took a couple of touches and in some respects it's just a weird feeling that we could have won today and it wouldn't have mattered. You know, that was the horrible thing. We could have won 1-0 today, for example, and we still wouldn't have won the league. So it was a weird feeling. But I'm quite pleased for Glasgow City. They play good football. And at the end of the day, it's not them that's won it. So that's a bonus as well.
Well, the trying Scotsman, helicopter Sunday free. And I suppose that we shouldn't sit here and be happy in a Rangers defeat. We're certainly not happy. But that is a third helicopter Sunday that they've failed to win.
Oh yeah, I mean that was actually reminiscent of 2005 when Motherwell scored the 2 goals in the men's thing, because it was literally, I think, the 91st or 92nd minute when they scored it. It was just in injury time, and everybody just looked at each other and went, "What's going to be getting said along the motorway?" Because there'll be a conspiracy now that we let Glasgow City score. But no, I mean, they were pressed. They had a couple of breaks in the second half, and I did say to Wolf, I says, look, they just need one chance and they'll score, and they took it. They were very clinical.
I suppose it's not all, I mean, it has all came down to today eventually. But the fact that we haven't won this league isn't just about today. It's about the season as a whole, and over the season we've just not been good enough.
6 draws tells the story. I think we had 6 draws this season: 2 against Hearts, 1 against Glasgow, 1 against Celtic. We've had too many draws. Was it a couple of weeks ago against Hearts, we conceded a 94th minute equaliser in the 1-1. Celtic, we were winning 1-0. We conceded in the 99th minute. Just little things like that have contributed. And we should have won a lot of the draws that we had. We should have won more. And it's as simple as that. I mean, the 2 Hearts fixtures that I'm speaking about, for example, on 0-0 and 1-1. I mean, we beat Hearts last week 6-0. So that gives you an idea of what we should have done in those 2 games. But that's what it boiled down to, I'm afraid.
Desperately disappointing. And in terms of the squad that we have, is it far off for you, Brian?
Say that again, sorry?
I'm saying in terms of the squad that we have, is it far off for you for next season?
It's not really. I mean, they just... I think somebody said it in the comment earlier, Kirsty, if she takes up good positions, but she sometimes just doesn't keep the sort of coolness and the calmness and the clinicalness like with Jane Ross would. We've basically missed a goal scorer this season. Jane Ross, was very... Oh, here we go. You're going to get a loud roar in a minute with the trophy getting lifted, so hold your ears. But we've just missed a goal scorer this season, being clinical in front of goal.
Do you want to turn the camera?
And that's been sorry?
Do you want to turn the camera?
So, yeah.
I meant towards the trophy.
Basically, we've just missed a goal scorer who is clinical in front of goals this season. I know Kirsty scored 20 goals, but I mean, she could have scored far, far more than what she has. I
know. I don't think you heard me properly there, Brian. I said, I don't think you heard me properly there, Brian. Are you struggling to hear there?
Yeah, they're starting to celebrate now. So,
right, what? If you want then, Brian, unless you've got anything to add, will we leave it there?
Absolutely. No, but as I say, thanks to everybody in the comments and that watch the women's show. It's nice to see how we're getting a consistent amount now, and hopefully we'll be going to Hampden next week. And yeah, it's been a we've started off slow with this women's pod, but we're getting the numbers, we're getting the viewers, and the interest is there. So thanks to everybody that has shown an interest and taking it on. So it's marvelous. So we'll keep going as long as you guys want it. So it's going to be an interesting summer, obviously, because I can't remember how Carr did say how many players are out of contract, but I can't remember. But I would imagine there'll be a bit of a turnover as well. So it'll be interesting.
It certainly will. Brian, thank you from Ibrox. Thank you from Ibrox.
Yes.
And
very much. Thank you.
Next time, take earphones.
I know.
Yes.
But I wasn't expecting to use this because I thought Will's computer was going to work.
There you go. Listen, thank you everybody for tuning in. Not the result that we wanted in the end. Congratulations to Glasgow City on winning the league. This will not be the last women's show of the season. There will be a few more. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like all that good stuff. Thank you very much for tuning in, folks, and we shall speak to you all very, very soon.